Viewer, my biggest takeaway from today's Union budget is that it quietly but unmistakably carries the imprint of Operation Sindoor, India's 88-hour war to punish Pakistan for terrorism 9 months ago. While I reported on Operation Sindoor from the front lines, it was inevitable that India's next defense budget would reflect a new India as a war-fighting nation, one that, as policy, will not hesitate to launch attacks against its adversaries. Now look at the numbers in today's defense budget. The overall defense budget is up a solid 15%, rising from 6.81 lakh crore to 7.84 lakh crore. But the real story, viewer, is not that headline figure. It is where the money is actually going. Defense capital expenditure, which is essentially money for weapons, platforms, aircraft and hardware, is up by a striking 21 to 22% to 2.19 lakh crore rupees. That marks, in my view, a clear break from the incremental budgeting that has marked increases so far, and it signals intent, a clear signal that India sees itself as a nation on the front foot when it comes to national security, not a peacetime power hoping that deterrence is enough. There is a big push for aircraft and aero engines, areas brutally emphasized during Operation Sindoor, where air dominance, availability and sustainability mattered as much as ground firepower. A big chunk of this budget is clearly in preparation for India's biggest ever defense deal for 114 Rafale fighters expected to be signed this year itself. Yes, the pension bill has risen to 1.71 lakh crore, up from 1.6 lakh crore last year, and that remains a structural challenge as well as a reminder that our forces remain bloated, outsized, not the lean, mean machines current policy is trying to convert them into. But what stands out is the future-facing pivot. Defense research and development has seen a 15% hike from 14,923 crore rupees last year to over 17,000 crore this year. That's a 15% hike. That tells you something important, even if it is small. India has internalized that preparedness cannot rest on imports alone. Even though India continues to be one of the largest importers of weapons, wars will be won by those who control technology, supply chains, and sovereign capability. We cannot be an importing nation. Operation Sindoor was a major experiment that proved the success of Indian weapons. Operation Sindoor did not just reshape India's military posture, it reshaped our budgeting priorities. And that, to me, is the most telling signal in this budget.